Bulldog Nation, you are now going to witness, watch, and listen to the best podcast in the league. Get set for a wild ride with From the Hill Podcast, featuring Wayne Cartwright, Damian Green, Tanarius Gooden, David Thomas, Jennifer Murray, and Corey Williams. Don't miss out. Subscribe now to From the Hill Podcast. It's time to turn up the excitement and make some noise.
What's going on, man? We good?
What up? What up?
We all good, man.
Hey, good and highly favored, man. Hey, big shout out to everybody that's here tonight. I know there's some folks that's still in recovery from homecoming. Myself and David are not among them. But we know that a lot of you had a good time. You celebrated. You saw got some friends. You saw some, made some new ones. You did all that good stuff, man. And most importantly, man, on top of that, we got a football win, man.
Yes, sir. We did.
And 701 yards of total offense.
Yep, man. It was a good weekend, man. Like I said, met some new friends, reunited with some old ones, told some new lies, recycled some old lies. So it was a good Bulldog weekend, man. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And so what we got coming up, man. Now football is on a bye week, and then next week will be that time of the year again. It's kind of funny, man. Everybody just coming off of homecoming. You get one full week off, and then you got to make your way back down to Birmingham for Magic City Classic.
Right, and here come, we got to warm up the why the Magic City Classic should be moved debates. They're on the way. So got a whole week of debating coming. Yep,
all the fighting, all of the people talking about it need to be protected. They need to fix this stuff. But
yes, sir.
But you know what, man? What's most important is that we're gonna actually play a game on the field, and a game that will matter a lot.
Yeah, that game means a lot, man.
Yep, it's a lot, and we'll definitely preview that game next week for sure. And you'll also hear talked about all over the place. But right now, what we have for you is, just as we always like to say, just thank everybody for joining us this evening, tuning in. Make sure that you, if it's your first time joining us, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure everybody who's watching, make sure you hit that like button, right? Like the stream, like the whole thing, whole time, all the time. Follow us also on all of our social media handles. And then across the bottom of the screen, we have updated fall sports information. So you can see all the information on soccer. You can see it on volleyball. You can see it on football, golf, bowling. We got all of it covered below. Cross country, not to be outdone also.
And speaking of soccer and volleyball, we did have some big wins this weekend. The volleyball team did beat Mississippi Valley State pretty well. And then forgive me, I cannot remember who we played in soccer, but I know we won.
It was Mississippi Valley State 5-1.
Oh, we played
5-1.
Yeah.
Yep, Mississippi Valley State 5-1.
We played
volleyball swept.
Right?
Yeah, volleyball swept. They beat Jackson State in 5 sets, and then they also beat Mississippi Valley State yesterday. So they won 2 games.
Got it. So I'm not confused. It's just hard to keep up with. We got so much going on.
Yep, a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot of stuff going on. And look at he said, Valley can't win nothing.
They beat us in football last year. Wayne, let's take that down. Let's take that down. Let's not do that.
Hey, they got a game this week that we gonna talk about later. So hey, You know what we don't like to do? We ain't assuming nothing. Because everybody like to say that teams in the SWAC, some of them you're unbeatable. Everybody like to say my team unbeatable. You know what? In the SWAC, everything is highly unpredictable.
Right.
Who knew that UAPB would have a winning record, would have a win on the board in the SWAC before Grambling, before Bethune-Cookman, and would have the same amount of SWAC wins as Prairie View.
Right.
Who they beat Friday.
Right.
I think I picked UAPB to win that game because they were the underdogs. I think,
Yeah, you did. You did. And I wanted to go with you on that too. Because I remember I said, UAPB gonna get somebody.
Hey, before we get into the actual top content of the show, now when I got to work today, we were closed for Columbus Day. You know, work here in Huntsville, a lot of A&M people are like, dang, everybody still got their homecoming due. Speaking of still got their homecoming due, there's J. Murray. She's still at homecoming.
She
still got that homecoming due.
Wake up, Jen.
Listen, I had my birthday. It was my birthday weekend times homecoming, and then I gotta. I'm still celebrating my birthday this weekend, and then we got a classic. I don't know. Y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me. Just send one up for me because I'm. Whew.
Hey, it's all good, but you know, keeping with the sports theme, we're gonna roll right to it tonight. We see that he just got on. So at this time, we're gonna welcome to From the Hill podcast for the very first time. None other than our men's basketball coach, entering into his third season. The previous two seasons, we advanced to the semifinals of the SWAC tournament. So we're hoping that the third time is the charm. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to welcome on at this time Coach Otis Hughley. Coach, you got us?
Yeah, I'm having trouble with the camera, I imagine.
Yeah, we got your audio though, so
yeah, that's
you
fine.
know
We'll roll with it till it comes up.
Yeah, we'll roll with the audio.
All right.
So Coach, third season, and with everything that took place during the off season, you know, we're in the transfer portal era, lots of turnover. We do have a lot of familiar faces that are on this year's team. So just, you know, in your own words, just to start us off, talk about how preseason practice is going and the whole 9 yards.
Third year, they hired us 2 weeks after the late signing period, so it wasn't a whole lot you could do to make any changes initially, and you'll see in a second how that's connected to what you're asking. The lifeblood of college basketball, any sport, is recruiting. And if you get a late start on that, you've destroyed your first 3 years, really. Fortunately, we were able to draw from other sources outside of the conventional and traditional sources here domestically. We've been able to go abroad. But when you recruit almost a month after the late period, who's left that can turn the needle? And I imagine there was no more than 9 wins in 17 years before we got here, except for one time. And you just can't change that overnight. And with a late start in recruiting and, you know, having some kids that were really, really, really starting to come together, then there was a coaching change. So, you know, with all those things running together, late started getting new kids, new additions that fit or complement a whole new philosophy. And in the age of the portal, where everybody's getting better, in the age of free agency, when nobody's coming for free. In the old days, an arena or a uniform or perhaps a nice hostess or host would help you, you know, get a recruit. Now, no. it's free agency. It's all about, how much can you give me? A lot of these recruits are named Jimmy, and how much can you give me? So we got a lot of kids here that they don't subscribe to that. I like the NIL, but I'm going to give it to the kids that are here. I'm not going to use it to bring a kid in. And to show you that it can be done that way, you just got to have more of a reach than just domestically. We got 7 international kids who can really play, and some of which don't know the difference between Duke and Duquesne. But with all that against us initially, we still were able to do some historic things, like winning 16 games in the first year. No coach has ever done that here, no staff. And then to make it to the semis. And then the second year, with no non-D1 schools on the schedule, the 70th toughest schedule in the country, we still win the same amount of Division I games. Make it the postseason, and instead of losing by 14, we lose by 7 to the team that won it 3 or 4 times, and probably close to 10 times historically. And then we go to a postseason and beat the number 2 in the, I believe it was the ASUN, by 12 by 10 at their place. With 2 freshmen, 3 sophomores, and 8 new players. So we lost 5 of those guys from last year, 4 starters, but we brought in some really, really good additions that wants to play the way I would love to play. Real fast tempo. Couldn't do that with EJ and Big Will last year. He had to play a little more medium to slow, which is not how you need to play nowadays. So I think this is a turn the corner year. It's another step in the right direction. Of course, you can't predict what would happen, but I would hope that we would improve on what we've done thus far.
Thank you, Coach. T. Gooden here, and you kind of hinted on it a little bit, but you have a great international background. How did you translate that international basketball background to coaching and recruiting in Huntsville, Alabama, and Alabama A&M?
Well, we're HBCU, and the majority of the kids that we got on board, they look like us. Even though they're from abroad, we're actually we air from where they're from. It's not hard to come here and walk around and for them to look left, right, north, south, east, and west and see people that look like them. So it's not a stretch. But you got to have relationships and know where to look. And you got to find kids who can play, who are eligible, and that want to come here, and that you don't have to fight the big money machine over. So, and that takes a pretty extensive, network to be able to hewn those guys out from around the world. So by grace is all I can say. The river of grace.
Well, we like grace.
Amen.
Hi, Coach. This is Jay here.
Hey,
Hi. I want to go back to the Hugh Durham Classic in the College Insider Tournament, where you took on Austin P. I was there at the game. It was an electric atmosphere. Can you talk about the game planning with that, and how did it feel to have that postseason win under your belt?
Well, the guys are praying here just a second.
No problem.
Player led, by the way.
Nice.
So it was an environment that was set up for us to fail. But our kids didn't understand that and wasn't trying to hear that. And the game plan was to, all year long, get our young kids to grow up during the year. And Chad Moody did such a thing.
Absolutely.
I was able to start him that game, which allowed us to play faster and allow us to get out and run the way we want to play this year. And although EJ started, he never started alongside more experienced, proven Chad Moody. Chad started one other time early much earlier in the season, but he wasn't ready yet. But with all those games under his belt, with all that fight he had to, go through, it came of age toward the end. He even had a struggle sometimes in the postseason at the conference tournament, but it all paid forward. And you saw it up close in person. Jay, that's why we won. You were there.
I agree.
That was the game plan.
Hey, Coach, this is David. Wanted to ask about you guys' trip to the Dominican Republic that you took over the summer. During that trip, we saw on social media that you guys participated in service projects. You held basketball clinics and delivered food to different villages. Talk to us a little bit about how this trip came about and what you wanted the players to get out of this trip.
Well, every 4 years, you're allowed to, embark on a 4-year excursion abroad to get a head start and a jump start on the season in your preparation. I thought that would just be too short-sighted. You wanted our kids to be able to come away with life-changing experiences. You only get it once every 4 years, which means they would only get once forever. Because you're not gonna go on more than one trip at a particular post-secondary collegiate eligibility experience, unless you're in the 5th year, and then you're able to do that. But that's rare. We played some pro teams, and guys really, really, really experienced that. We were supposed to go last year, and no one else had gone since Van Pettaway had done it. But Grambling did it because they heard we were doing it. And they went on, and you see how their year turned out. But we were going to do it year 2. It just takes a lot of resource, if you will, and teamwork and community teamwork to do it. We weren't able to pull that off until the second season because our AD and our president was very, very supportive in helping us raise that money. And that's why we were able to get there. Without them, stepping up, there would have been no going. So it was huge for us to get that pushed. We had to raise a lot of money and we had to do some things, but without their support, their backing, folks wouldn't have given. And so we appreciate that. The orphanages and the community service projects, the hamlets, the townships that the kids went in, it probably done more for the kids, our players, than it did for those kids. Those kids might say otherwise, but I saw the impact. These guys are going to take that forward for the next 50 years of their lives. Start here, go anywhere.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So Coach, we'll get you out of here in this segment with this here. So you guys were picked to finish preseason 9th. Obviously, we know that these picks are they don't mean anything. What's on the court matters. You guys are going to play some non-conference games. You guys get more games at home this year in the non-conference than normal. And you talked about your team. So the outlook of your team with the newcomers versus those that have returned. How do you see guys like Lorenzo Downey, who's now, pretty much the veteran of the bunch now? How do you see Lorenzo Downey as a leader? And also, what do you think Chad needs to do to take another step forward in year 2? And then just finish it up by talking, shout out. Talk about some of these newcomers. Drop some names for the folks because people want to know.
Lorenzo Downey, of course, I'm expecting him and to pick up where he left off in the tournament. If he can stay out of foul trouble and continue to get better because he's working really hard. Chad Moody, of course, he's set to take the next step. He's working on his long ball and he's working on his handle. And if he can really, show up those kind of things, then he would be something special. We're just blessed to be able to have kids like he and Dalen Smith who were offered money to leave the Hill and refused it. They refused it. There's something going on here that's pretty special. And for whatever reason, those kids caught it. And we want to continue to sustain, that if it's an epidemic, man, we want it to spread.
right.
We got some other kids from Senegal. Big Lou, say Lou, say Lou. And then we have, of course, Dylan McLean, and who's a senior, and London Riley, those long distance shooters. We're looking at a lot of things, looking for some big contributions from. We got the big 7'3" kid who's only a second year ever playing. Had 50 rebounds in a high school game, but he's going to grow just like Blaze did. Over right in front of your eyes. He's got to get better. Give him time. Don't be hard. Just let him grow. Got another kid, Quincy McGriff, 6'6" PG. Darius Ford from TCU. Quincy from CSUN and Duquesne. And then you got you got my man from Taiwan, Jeremy Lin 2.0. He's young, freshman, long distance shooter. We call him the Taiwanese sniper. And you also got EJ, who's from Philly. And then you got the AD's namesake, AC Bryant, from Marion, from Louisiana. He's coming back, left-hand killer. So we're looking for a big roll out of quite a few guys.
That's awesome. So, Coach, we know you're gonna, we know you guys are hard at work, and we know you start off November 7th. You guys host Oakwood, and we know that here in year 3, we know that you're excited. The fans are excited, and we're just so super grateful that you joined us tonight. And we looking forward to, you doing big things, and definitely we look forward to, hearing more from the players as the season progresses. But from all of us here, we just wish you all just nothing but the best, man. Best of luck. We look forward to seeing the event center rocking and rolling once again.
You said it. That's right. That's what's going to happen. So everybody out there, stop, shop, and cop your tickets. Tell your friends, your family members, and everybody that you love. It's going to be a good show, great family environment. IAD does an unbelievable job of really, really making you get excited about being here and wanting to come back. So we look forward to seeing you guys. God bless. And go Bulldogs.
All right.
Appreciate it. Go Bulldogs.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Bulldogs. All right. And that's Coach Hughley. And he was they at work, man. Hard at work.
Yeah, and, thanks for taking that time to come out. Obviously, they're practicing, so we appreciate it. We appreciate it the way to do that.
Yeah, and then Benny was like 6'6" point guard. Yeah, yeah, 6'6" point guard.
Get your tickets, aamusports.com.
I'm excited.
That's it.
It's just times like this. I wish I did live in Huntsville, so I want to be at every game with that little piece of paper with my program rolled up and just fist pumping. But I'm excited.
I feel that, Gina. I'm
but like I had said, there's a lot more non-conference games being played at home than usual. You're gonna see Lipscomb, Coastal Carolina. We talk about Oakwood. And then also if you live in the state of Georgia, they're coming to both Georgia Tech and Georgia during non-conference in December. So a lot of different things, man. And of course, they got the SWAC, the 18 game SWAC gauntlet. So big shout out to Coach. All right. So we're still in the basketball theme.
Yep.
And so we had our men's coach on. Now it's time for our ladies coach. And at this time, for the second time on From the Hill podcast, let's welcome in head coach Dawn Thornton. Welcome, coach.
What's going on from my favorite On the Hill podcast crew? What's going on?
The Diva coach herself.
How y'all doing?
We blessed. We highly favored. And I got to say, coach, before we get you started, I got to say this. I watched on Netflix the comedian Joe Coy, and he was doing doing his thing, stand-up comedy, and he was talking about the song lifestyle. I thought about you when he said that.
That's my song. That's gonna get me up every time.
Wayne, I know where you was going with that.
I didn't know where Wayne was going either, but I'm glad Coach did.
Let's in the finish.
Oh man.
Rest in peace, Rich Homie Corn. I know you talking
about. Yeah.
If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, Joe Coy is on Netflix, man. It's hilarious. But anyway, shout out, Coach. So now you all have been working hard, and we know you've been working hard.
Yeah.
All right. So through preseason practice, leading up to that opener against, now we saw today, they released the preseason rankings. It'll be 24th ranked Alabama coming to the Hill on November 7th. So working up to November 7th, just kind of talk about what the inner workings of the group has been to try to get everybody together.
You there, Coach?
Ooh, did we lose her?
Well, no, she's. I saw the mic go on mute, and I saw it come off. But let me see here. But she jumped out. Did she go out? What?
Yeah, it went off.
You'll see when she comes back on.
Yeah, it'll come back up.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
While we wait, let's go back into homecoming. Which body part hurt? Everybody in the chat, tell us what body part hurt from
Still
homecoming.
Hurt. Right.
Okay,
man,
we
got it back.
Yeah, okay. Y'all keep talking about which body parts hurt while we get Coach back. Okay, Coach, we got you.
Right knee.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now. Okay. So you heard my question, or do you need me to repeat?
No, I heard you. It cut out right when you said that. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, my staff and I are very, very excited about this team. I think that our formula to recruiting has worked definitely in our favor. However, I think that the most challenging part has been is really getting this group that we have to buy in to what we're doing. And we want to be a defensive minded team. So let me that's really what we're talking about. And our young women have played in a lot of programs and have been used to playing a specific type of basketball for a long period of time. So, the young ladies that we haven't been to 2, 3, 4 different schools. They've been at one school 3 or 4 years. So just really getting them to buy into my system is something that has been a challenge for us. However, the great thing about this group is they really and truly want to get it. So I think that the type of success that we really want to have with this basketball program, that we're going to have with this basketball program, is going to require me as a head coach to have a little bit more patience, but understanding that there's levels to this and there's levels to winning. And being able to host in Alabama, we actually have our first scrimmage on Sunday versus the University of Georgia. So I kind of wanted to jump out there early just to test the waters to see, really and truly what we'll look like come time on November the 7th. So I just think that we are working in the right direction. We're moving in the right direction. Everybody is still excited. And I think you're going to see a great product on the floor for sure.
Coach T. Gooden here. Good to see you again. George seeing you on Saturday. My question pertains to last week and Saturday. Your first homecoming on the Hill. Tell me how that experience was.
Let me tell you. Like my grandmama say, a time was had. I can say that. I think that kudos to our university, to Dr. Wims, to AD Bryant. Everything was I'm a coach that believes in details. I love details, and I can honestly say they got every single thing right. You were able to engage the old school, the new school, the young crew, laughing, having a good time, a family reunion environment. It was bananas. And the city was really, 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 it was a lot. It was a lot. And my staff and I, we really did enjoy it.
Good.
Nice. Hey, Coach, it's Jay here.
Happy belated birthday, Jay.
Thank you. One of the things I want to bring up is how you have this amazing, engaging personality. You don't meet a stranger. You give, like, you just got to the Hill, but you have given so much to the Hill. What is your message for students and alumni, and what do you need from them with the upcoming basketball season?
Let me be honest with you, Jay. My AD gets on me sometimes for sharing a lot, and if I can share anything with you, is we got to have support. I was sitting here listening to Coach O talk about the things that the men's basketball program has had an opportunity to do, and he's done an amazing job since he's been here, and just knowing what we have to offer, what this women's basketball program is going to do, and how we're going to represent A&M, the brand, on a national stage. We got to get support. I thought that the game day atmosphere was great, even for the football game, but I'm like, why is it so quiet in here? And so for me, now, it's no secret to what my hashtag is big energy, right? And if we can project big energy from our alumni, from our fans, from our supporters, they need to know the louder you are, the harder the team plays. And so that's something that I think that we have to learn to develop to do. Because one thing I've learned about the A&M's fans and supporters and alumni, they're going to show up. They're going to show up. So many people say, Coach, we coming out to support you. We're going to be there. And now it's like, I'm saying, yeah, y'all, I want you there. But now I'm saying, I want you there and I want to hear you, because we want to create a hostile environment for our opponents. We don't want them to be able to think about what they want to do and what play they want to run. We want the fans to and the students to have a team on their heels. And so I think that that's the message. We need your support. We definitely need, to have an opportunity to have financial sponsorship, NIL situations for our women's sports. We definitely need that too. But, like they say, coming to America, we want the kind that jingles, but we rather have the kind that folds. We don't want you just to show up. We want you to show up, and we want to be able to hear you. We need you to have an impact.
Love it.
That's it's like a reoccurring thing between the From the Hill podcast crew that we always talk about. So hopefully hearing it from a coach, it'll definitely translate across the entire Bulldog Nation. But my question for you, Coach, is kind of like a check-in with your question, because 6 or 7 months ago you were announced as the head basketball coach for the women's basketball team, and so I wanted to check in with you to see how your experience has been here in Huntsville with Bulldog Nation, the community. You've had, a couple of camps under your belt since you've been here. You guys done some community service projects. And I asked that question also because a lot of the interviews that you do, you always reference the A&M brand, and you're always talking about being intentional in everything that you do. So with those two components and everything that you've done since you've been in Huntsville, give us a, check-in moment.
I think the biggest thing is you want to be able to hit the ground running The old school saying, boots on the ground. So, one thing, you can't get people to support you if they don't know who you are. And my dad and my sister are both elected officials in the state of Mississippi. So I understand what that looks like, knocking on doors and going to churches and going to eat in all the mom and pop restaurants. We've eaten at every Black owned restaurant, soul food spot in Huntsville, and so, and we're going to the local churches and people walking up to us and saying, hey, coach, can you show up? Can you pull up? Absolutely, we can. I know we have a read day at Martin Luther King Elementary School coming up in the next 2 weeks. And so these are things that we must do in order to engage our community. Because one thing about it is, when Lauren Ashley Pendleton or Darian Bergen or Alicia Wilson walks into that elementary school and she has an opportunity to mentor to a young girl that's in the 5th grade or in the 4th grade, you want kids to go home and say, you know what? I want to be just like Dieter. I want to be just like, I want to be just like that girl that played basketball at A&M. That's who I was growing up as a young Black African-American girl in Jackson, Mississippi. That's where that hospitality comes from. It's like, you're seeing young women that are doing their thing in sports, and you all know how hard it is for us as women. I mean, we could talk a whole nother 2 hours about that, but, just to see somebody else doing it and then you actually having access to them, that means so much more. It's one thing about saying, hey, y'all, we need your money. We need you to do some things for our basketball program. But the other part of it is like, but I know her and she comes to our church and she's going to bring her team, or she comes to sit down in our restaurant and she's going to bring her team, and she's not looking for anybody to give her anything. She want to be able to support and give back. That's the true saying of it takes a village.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very well said, Coach. And Coach, if you could talk about a little bit about the event that you guys are having on this Saturday. Just so everybody knows. I know it was put out there, but it's better when it's delivered right from the coach.
Right. Well, this Saturday we're hosting our second open practice. That gives our fans, our alums, the media outlets, several media outlets, anyone that wants to come in, just talk to the girls and kind of get a sneak peek of what that looks like and build out some excitement and go and tell a friend, hey, I like what we're seeing. But again, that goes back to kind of what Jen was just asking. It's like, that's how you connect again with your alums, with your supporters. It's not just showing up on game day. We want you all to be change agents in our programs. And in order to do that, think about it like this. How much time do you really get to sit down and talk to a student athlete if you're there at a game? However, I may have young women that's majoring in communications that could very well be interested in starting their own podcast. But how would you really have an opportunity to sit down and talk to them so you all could mentor them? Well, we got to have more events like this. We got to have more times and more opportunities that we're sitting our kids in front of these people, our community activists and different people. We're doing something right now called Leadership School. And we're partnering with the Deloitte company, and Miss Siobhan has been very diligent with our kids. They've been in this right now for about 6 weeks, and we've done financial literacy. We've done creating a LinkedIn account. We've done resume building. We have a female gynecologist going to come down and talk to our young women, because at the end of the day, it's bigger than basketball. And we want to be able to make sure that we are putting the brand and the product on a national platform, but ready to serve in the community. Because when you said start here and go anywhere, but when you go where you're trying to go, we want you to still be able to represent that brand, with class and some type of pride. And so those are the things that we're putting in place right now for our kids.
Hey,
that is awesome. Go ahead,
Coach.
T.
Coach, couple more questions. The game, the scrimmage versus Georgia, is it this Sunday coming up or the Sunday after that? And also, kind of piggybacking off what Wayne asked Coach Hughley, kind of give us some of the players that we should look out for. Give us a rundown of what the roster looked like and such.
Okay. Well, our first close scrimmage is October the 20th, and we will be at Georgia. They will be hosting us this Sunday at 2:00. However, the first time that you will get an opportunity to watch us will be October the 4th. We will open up for exhibition versus Oakwood University, and that will be on the Hill.
November 4th.
November 4th. Yes. Did I say October? November
Yeah.
I'm sorry. November the 4th will be our first time playing, opening up with an exhibition versus Oakwood. I don't have that game time in front of me. I do apologize. However, I'm sure it is posted on the website. If not, I'll shoot you a text for you to be able to have that. I'm not sure. I don't want to give you some misinformation.
Yeah.
So everyone will get an opportunity to see us before we open up with Alabama. Now, key players on our team, the team, we have a lot of young women that are very dynamic in everything that they do. We wanted to create depth from the point position. We have experience at the point position. My point guard is coming with me from UAPB. She was there and played 3 amazing years with me there. And Kayla has done a wonderful job as being selected as a team captain this year. And so she's done a good job of laying that foundation. But it's more than just her. We have another point guard, Jaya Harris-Smith. I mean, she's a transfer by way of Little Rock, Arkansas, started her career off at Ole Miss, and she's playing the point. But we also have a young lady that's coming in from Savannah State, Nyla Allen, and she's first team all conference, a scoring machine at the point. So, and I just use a point at the point for one of those, for that Ruben just texted me and told me that the game is at 6:30. I'm sorry. So that's kind of, the game is at 6:30 on the 4th. So that's what I was looking at. But we wanted to create depth at every position. We have size. We 6'3", 6'4" in the post. Transfers there. Mo Davenport, Alabama native, USA 16 and under gold medalist, expecting big things from her. And then guess what? I mean, she's joining Alicia Wilson, preseason defensive player of the year. And so we've really been challenging Alicia to develop more of an offensive game. I thought that she did a really good job, cleaning up the boards. I think career high was 20 plus rebounds versus Valley. But, I want to see Alicia be more of a scoring threat. So really boosting her confidence to get what she needs to be. And you have Darian Bergen, Dieter, AKA Dieter. I mean, this kid works hard. And I can't name them. If I name them, I'm going to leave them out. And so I think that we don't have a lot of individuals. This team isn't going to be like a lot of other teams that I've had an opportunity of coaching in the past. It's not going to be centered around a specific highlighted player. We're going to have a highlighted team. And so as long as they're coming in and understanding their roles and doing what we're asking them to do, I think you're going to find your favorite player on any given night. And that may change on any given night.
Good to hear.
That's awesome. All right. Well, Coach, I know I haven't had a chance to meet you in person, but I am coming down there for the Southern football game in 2 weeks. And I also am going to come to see you ladies play on Thursday, February the 20th. So I'm definitely going to make myself seen with you. Just like everybody else has, because I know you got on me when we had you on here the first time. So I just wanted to tell you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be down there, and I'm going to make it my business to come by and see you. And then, we talk for a little bit and do all the above. So, but for tonight, we're so thankful that you had the chance to talk to us, tell us about the team. We're very excited. So everybody, you got the dates. October 19th is Saturday, open practice. Make sure you get in the house, talk to the players, talk to the coaches. And then also Monday, November the 4th. I know it's Monday because that's the day I'm coming back from Alabama, but Monday, November the 4th, 6 p.m. Oakwood is the scrimmage. Event Center is the place. And then also November the 7th. In the house, Number 24, Alabama comes to Huntsville. Let's make sure that we have more fans than they do.
I was just about to say that. Don't let it's gonna be hard, but don't let those people buy out all our tickets.
It's going to be an exciting time. And I think too, as we also, we do have Deion Sanders, Coach Prime's daughter, on the team. So don't be surprised if Deion pulls up. So, a prime time pull up, don't be surprised now because my girl Shell, she's been working really, really hard as well. So we're excited.
That's dope.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, Coach, we appreciate it as always. Best of luck here into the near future and even into the longer future. But we definitely will be seeing you. And everybody, make sure that you get in the house and support this team, support the whole initiative, because you're going to see a show.
And bring your big energy.
Big energy. That's what we need. Gotta have
big energy.
Big energy. All right, Coach Thornton. God bless. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
I appreciate it. And as always, go Bulldog.
All right. See ya. All right, Coach Thornton.
Big energy, man. That was a two good interviews with as you said, Coach O and Coach Thornton, man. I'm excited about basketball season. I know we're still in football season now, but y'all know once it starts getting cool, it's time to bring out the basketballs. So
you're already there with it being cool. That
it hit us this morning, man. I went out the door. I'm like, I can't. Nope. Time to go back in and get a jacket. So it's already came to Huntsville, man. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited about the next half of our football season. I'm excited to get the basketballs going, man. I was excited. Had a great time this past weekend, man. Like
yeah. Let me go back here. What was hurting y'all? Krishan.
Somebody said a great one. They said their wallet.
Yeah, right here, the wallet. He said my wallet was hurting. And then look at A&M. He said when the thing dropped, said Maine, call her back. I had to pull that one up. Alicia, my right knee, my feet, dang boy, both feet. And then he said from walking everywhere, not just one place. He said from everywhere. My back, all of it, man, everything. So
speaking of back, so I'm gonna say this. I thought about this today. Everybody, every year homecoming is in October. The weeks kind of change from the end of the week on September. From the last weekend in September to like the second week of October, we can fit our homecoming in there somewhere. And every like maybe 2 or 3 months before homecoming, everybody wants to work out to unbig their back. How about we start now so we don't have to rush to unbig our backs for next year?
That's right.
We can go ahead and work on this right now, and then we'll be good to go. Our knee won't hurt as bad when we're walking. We'll be stretched out. Let's go ahead and be like Superman Dave. Dave, y'all don't see Dave, but Dave is a freaking a gym rat.
Listen, Dave is I'd be like, okay, I try to get back on and off, and I'm like, okay, I gotta be like Dave. Let me tell you something. Dave be there in the morning before the sun wake up every morning. Do not play with him. Before the sun wake up.
Yeah, the sun ain't even woke.
5 a.m. is the best time. 5 a.m. is the best time because it will start your day off right. I'm telling y'all, 5 a.m. is the.
I get up. I told Dave. I said, David, let's share Apple Watch activity so I can be motivated. I get up around 7 o'clock to put my watch on. Dave already got all 3 rings closed. Like, how do you close all 3 rings? You just woke up.
Right, man. Yeah. Oh, shout out to my boy Trey Mill. Trey Mill, hey man, gonna see you here in Huntsville. Gonna see you down there in Huntsville for that Southern game, man. So make sure we get together. We take a picture.
Let me tell you how petty he is too. Maybe an hour and a half ago, he reshared that link. What you want from Gremlin? That video that
classic
Dave made.
That Dave made last year. We'll never forget that, man. That thing hilarious. Hilarious.
Oh man.
But you know what? No, Trey Mill, your team and everybody else, is on this list right here.
Right.
It's time for picks. And everybody, you know how we do. In the comment section, you make sure that you put your picks. Okay. Now, this game right here.
This is a tough one, man. Like
this is homecoming for Valley. Homecoming. And I'm gonna tell you like this now, y'all. If Valley don't win this game, woo, could be a winless year. You know what? Matter of fact, for either team, it could be a winless year because Valley, they also play Pine Bluff, but up until the last 3 weeks, Pine Bluff ain't no easy win. I'm holding my breath because we go down there November 9th, but that's later on. But as of Saturday, Bethune-Cookman, you know that they upset because we ran them over. And they looking for some payback. And Valley, guess what? They got run over too. Both teams gave up 50-some points.
Right.
And a lot of yards
rushing. We
owed
them some payback too. We owed them some payback from last year, so too bad.
Yeah, so Valley lost 51-17 to Alabama State, and then Bethune-Cookman was 56-12 against us. Jay the Great, you get the first swing here.
I don't want to pick, but I gotta say this. Forgive me for, I know y'all keep seeing me cut my camera off. I broke both pair of my glasses and I got these contacts in and my eyes feel like crackles right now. So y'all, they so dry. So please forgive me. But I miss my glasses, y'all. But I'm going to go with, it's Valley's homecoming. And one thing about it is Valley is they do their best playing in Itabena. So with that being said, I am going to pick Valley getting their first win of the season, knocking out their homecoming win. Go Valley.
Dave.
Yeah, man, I'm going to echo what Jen said. I'm going to go with Valley.
Okay, T. Gooden.
Man, before I give you my pick, I saw an article today on HBCU Sports. It says, and I've been saying this for a while now. It said, does Mississippi Valley State need to drop down to D2? And I personally think, based on their enrollment and them not being able to compete with anybody in any sport, that would be the best thing. I think they go 0-7. I'm going to go with Bethune-Cookman, just because I just don't think Valley has. I just don't think they have it at all, man.
You know, I wrestled with this game all week because y'all know I got to analyze it tomorrow. This was painful. Shout out to Valley. I love all my guys and all my ladies down there in Valley. Y'all some good people. But I think Cam Ransom has a bounce back game for Bethune-Cookman. I got Bethune-Cookman winning by a field goal. Sorry, Valley. I love y'all. All right. All right. I just wanted to throw this game in here because we got a light slate in the SWAC. So how about homecoming in Howard as they welcome the 5-2 Tennessee State Tigers to the nation's capital? All right, T. Gooden, who you got?
Man, one thing I despise. I despise when all these celebrities donate to Howard like they're the only HBCU that exists. So anytime Howard plays, I hope they lose because if they it just keeps feeling like we exist too. So I'm gonna go with our friends right up the street. I got friends that graduated from Tennessee State. I got colleagues that went to Tennessee State. I'm pulling for Tennessee State over Howard.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I haven't seen Howard play at all this season, so I'm gonna go with Tennessee State. That one team that I've watched.
Jay.
It's been a lot of controversy with this game about, Tennessee State fans slighted that their band, there wasn't really any room for their band to participate or whatever. I think Tennessee State feels disrespected as a whole. I do see them going to the nation's capital and spoiling Howard's homecoming. Absolutely. And I'm saying this too because my two aunties went to Tennessee State, so that's a family school. So go TSU, go Big Blue.
And is this game broadcasted anywhere, ESPN Plus or anything?
I was looking and I hadn't seen anything, so it probably more than likely it'll probably end up being ESPN Plus.
Got it.
So you'll find it. For me, I have seen Howard play plenty. They have not really played a complete game yet this year. Tennessee State, they've been really, really good the last couple weeks out, especially last week. They won their homecoming over Eastern Illinois. This is going to be a physical game, y'all. I got Tennessee State getting out of D.C. close. Tennessee State ruining the homecoming. But you know they still going to turn up there in D.C. They always do.
Absolutely.
All right, now back to the SWAC. Ooh-wee. Grambling. 0-2 in the league. Oh, man, this is their homecoming in the hole. Arkansas Pine Bluff. Did y'all see them play last Friday night? Better yet, have you seen them play this entire season? Except for the Arkansas game. But all the other games, man, they've been doing some big things. All right, Jen, what you got?
So listen, I said this in a group the other day, and I this is for a lot of those SWAC fans that are just trash talkers that don't actually watch the game. Y'all got to stop thinking that because a team has had this type of history that y'all cannot be beaten. Y'all got to stop that, because right now UAPB is on fire. They are on fire, and honestly, I would not be shocked if they go to the hole and do the same thing that we did. Okay, we did it too. Okay, this is just your reminder that we went in the hole and made it Lewis Cruz West. I got Pine Bluff. Let's go.
Oh, there's a Pine Bluff on the board. Dave, I think I know where this is going. Go ahead, Dave.
I am gonna go for UAPB. I think this win this past Friday is going to give them some good momentum going into the hole. And I saw with Grambling, they're going to be definitely looking for some type of bounce back. Their coach also mentioned at a press conference that he's going to take a more active role with the offense. But I don't know if that is going to be enough, for them to beat UAPB with, again, the momentum. And again, UAPB coach, gets them like fired up, like no other that I've ever seen before. So I'm gonna go with UAPB for the dub.
T.
Okay, so I'm going to, man, I think Grambling, man, they're not gonna lose the homecoming in the hole. I think they're gonna win, but if like always, if they lose even by a little bit, they're gonna want the coach gone Monday. But I think they'll win on Saturday.
Hey, look, Grambling, you better find a way to stop number 9 and number 11. Number 9, Mekhi Hagans, is the leading passer in the SWAC. And also number 11, Giovanni Gibson, the leading receiver in the SWAC. He has 4 consecutive 150-yard plus receiving games. That's right. 4 consecutive 150-plus yard receiving games. This one was hard, but I think Grambling finds a way to win a shootout to keep from going 0-3. Grambling close, but they barely get out of there with a win. Okay, first of the 2 big ones. This is the big one in the West. This one is, speaking of homecoming, this is homecoming in Baton Rouge. Now, we just saw Alcorn pull one out down there in Grambling last week to snap a long drought. Southern got some gifts to get out of Houston with a win against Texas Southern.
That's definitely what they
You're
were.
first on this one, brother.
Oh, you gonna put me on here first, man. Geez. I mean, I've seen both teams play. I kind of like, this is a good matchup. I think this is a great matchup. This will go down to be a classic football game. But when it's hard for me to pick against the home team on homecoming if they're evenly matched. I've been to Southern. The Southern crowds get into it. If they score a touchdown, it's going to be those blue and yellow, those ugly blue and yellow lights. I saw it in person that we went last year. I hated it, still do. But I do think that they'll win against Alcorn at home for homecoming.
Dave.
Even taking homecoming into consideration, I think Alcorn's going to come out with this one. I think when you said it best, Southern got some gifts for winning that game against Texas Southern, because they Texas Southern controlled that entire game. Though the scores were low, Texas Southern controlled that entire game. So I'm going to go for Alcorn.
Jay the Great.
If this was a neutral site game, I probably would pick Alcorn to win. But you are going on the Bluff at night for homecoming. It's gonna be Southern.
Now, I picked against Alcorn last week, and we do remember Alcorn beat the brakes off of Southern last year down there on the reservation. It was 44-21. I gotta go with the hot hand here, though. I think Alcorn is gonna pull this out down there on the Bluff. Don't at me. I just got a feeling about them big bad Braves getting the 4-0 in the league, because Southern shank punt and you'd be 1-1. All right. Last but not least, y'all. FAMU makes its trip down to Jackson. That's right. This is not in Miami, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be at the Vet. This is 18th ranked in the FCS. 18th ranked Florida A&M at 25th ranked Jackson State. Oh boy. Let's go, Jay.
You got to start with me?
Yep.
Man, this one is, man. What's this? Ali versus Frazier? This is going to be a brawl. These are two squads that absolutely hate each other. This is actually one of my favorite new rivalries to watch in the SWAC, because man, they both sides really hate each other. With that being, excuse me. With that being said, I want to go with FAMU, but I think Coach T.C. Taylor has Jackson State operating on all cylinders right now, and I don't see them losing to FAMU at home. I got Jackson State.
Dave.
Same. I think Jackson State, does well on both sides of the ball, and all the hate and smack talk been going on social media, which is adding more excitement to the game. They're looking at a huge crowd there at the Vet, so I'm going to go with Jackson State for this.
T.
This will be a big game, man. Be a big game. I'm going to go with, though, just because I need them. We need them to win. I'm going to go with FAMU over Jackson State, because we need an L in the column for Jackson State, and we need to handle business, but we also need that to happen, and we need that to happen this week. So I'm going to go with FAMU on this one.
All right. Now, both teams, they didn't play last week, and there's been flaws on both sides. FAMU has struggled against the run. They've struggled to run the ball. Jackson State, they struggled with penalties and turnovers. And also they've been able to be susceptible to get beat in the pass a little bit. This is so hard, man. I kept going back and forth. I picked Jackson State to win this game during the preseason. And but I can't, man. Something in me just feels like FAMU is going to find a way to get that pedigree and get out of there with a close win. But no, I'm picking Jackson State, man. I'm going to stick with what I said. Jackson State's going to win. Let it be great. What I will say, I want it to be a great game, though, because this is supposed to represent some of the best of HBCU sports, not just football, HBCU sports. This is going to be on ESPNU. It's a big audience, a big crowd, so let it be a classic.
Yeah,
That's what we want.
Good game for sure. It's going to be a good game for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. And you, of course, you didn't see a pick for Alabama A&M or Alabama State, because both teams do have a bye week.
Bye week.
Both teams are 3-3. Both teams will go even at the, what number is this? 82nd, 83rd,
83rd, I think.
83rd Magic City Classic. So yeah, that will be a pick on next week's show. That's why you didn't see anything with them. So that's a 2:30 game on ESPNU next Saturday.
Yeah, we'll definitely have plenty to talk about that game next week. But man, that's a very, very nice slate of games. Watch us talk about the 2 0-6 teams. Watch them boys get down there and have a shootout down there and get a bit.
Oh, 60 to 60
to show out.
Get down there and light it up. Right. Like, oh, this is the game of the year. Nah,
a field goal would definitely decide that game.
Hey, so real quick, let's talk about the recap of homecoming. We got a couple things to show y'all. All right, here's number one.
Simon says go down. Simon says go up. Simon says go down. Simon says go up. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. We gonna do this like this real quick. Here we go. Here we go.
But yes, it continues. Awesome, man.
That was dope.
It was a good weekend, man. And those videos are courtesy of Alabama A&M Athletics and AMU 75 on Instagram. So if you want to watch those videos again, you can catch them on their Instagram pages.
Make sure
Let
you
me tell
go
y'all
follow.
I was so exhausted after the game, but I got my second win when Boozer came out on stage. Listen, I felt like it was 7:00 in the morning. I had a time.
Right.
I had
Yeah, we could definitely see on social media that this homecoming was definitely one to go down in the books as one of A&M's best homecoming. All the live videos people posted from all the different events, and we had some new things that were implemented for the games, and though everything didn't go perfect, but we know that it all went very well. What majority of people had to say on social media. So shout out to them. And I want to give one more shout out. I don't know if you guys saw this on social media, but I want to give a shout out to, I'm reading this off my phone, Markayla Bethia, if I'm saying that correctly, and Jaslyn Sanders. These two went back to the dorm room that they stayed in while they were on the Hill, and they gifted the students that are now currently staying in that room some care packages, some goodies, and they posted it in the class reunion group. And they just basically were just saying how the students were so appreciative, for them doing that. And I brought this up because, again, this goes back to what I've always said about giving back. It doesn't always have to be in the form of writing a check. Giving back, you want to make some type of impact on the students that are currently there. So this, act of kindness and giving back in this form is definitely something that these students are going to remember for beyond once they leave the Hill. So kudos to those two for showing up for those two students.
Adding to that, Dave, there's another thing that was posted on the university's page 3 hours ago on the Facebook page. And a lot of things that people like to say, like, "Hey, since A&M is making all these changes, it's just gonna push people away." But what does Lee Corso say every Saturday? Not so fast,
fast, my friends.
So on this on A&M's Facebook page, it says, for the second year in a row, Alabama A&M University has set a new homecoming fundraising record. The university raised $2,498,274 in donations during last week's festivities, outpacing 2023 by 1.1 million. So people are still giving, no matter if the changes happen or not.
Nice. Get on board.
That's awesome stuff. And even though I wasn't able to come, I'm just really glad that everybody had a real good time. People celebrated responsibly. That's the key thing. People celebrated responsibly. And with homecoming every year, we know that the way things often progress, we know that people get a chance to see something that they never saw before. We know that people like to talk about, certain things that they wish were better, and we're not going to acknowledge the things that people wish were better. But this was a celebration of greatness of what Alabama A&M is and what A&M is going to be in the future years. I am looking forward to all of the things that we're planning to do as we roll into year number 150. And lastly, I wanted to pull this up too, because I know, T, you had mentioned that this was something that we needed to have. So this is just a shout out to the Homecoming Planning Committee, IT Services, the Department of Athletics, Student Affairs, Marketing, Communication and Advancement, Department of Public Safety, Student Leadership, all the above. There's so many names, so many heroes, the Brock Tallies. Shout out to our president, Dr. Daniel K. Williams, our athletic director, Dr. Paul A. Bryant, Ruben Perez, Brian Howard, Abby Brigman, Crystal K, reaching out, all the people reaching out, doing those things, Chief Payton, all of you that have done all these wonderful things. And if we didn't mention your name, charge it to our heads, but not our hearts, because we know that you were represented too in this montage. So shout out to everybody that did it big, and we're looking forward to head to bigger things in the next years. Tonight was a very good show. We like to just say a big shout out again to our people, basketball coaches, Otis Hughley, and also the Diva coach, Coach Dawn Thornton. That was all. Shout out to everybody who watched tonight. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you share. You know what I'm saying? Do all this stuff. Before we get out of here one more time, crew, Jen, final words from you.
Just again, this was amazing weekend. Nothing but love. Thank you to everyone that just showed me love for my birthday. I really appreciate it. I couldn't even see everyone, but thank you to everyone that walked up to us and told us that y'all watched the show, y'all support. We really appreciate your support. Thank y'all. My love tank is full from spending time on the hill this weekend.
Yeah. T Gooden.
Man, just what Jay said, it was good to see people that I see all the time. It was also good to see people that I haven't seen in a while. Appreciate all the love. You know, for the last 2 weeks, it's been a celebration of my birthday plus the homecoming. So appreciate everybody showing me the love. I appreciate the love for the shore, like she said. In Alabama State, your ass is on the clock. So it goes up from here.
Hey, and Dave, I know you and we didn't make it to homecoming this time, but me and Dave, and I just say it with me, you gonna be in the house November 2nd, right?
Oh yeah, I'm still coming.
See, so me and Dave, we coming to Huntsville. We coming from up north. We gonna be down there. You know, we gonna see them Southern Jaguars on November 2nd. But first thing first, next week is Magic City Classic week.
Yep.
And your boy right here is putting together a couple of events myself in conjunction with the week. We know that folks are gonna get loose with the memes. We know the memes gonna be aplenty. We know that's all gonna happen. We know that the trash talk group is gonna go up. But most importantly, there's a big football game that's gonna take place. And I would be remiss if I didn't just say one more time. Love them new Bulldog uniforms on Saturday.
Absolutely.
Love them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those uniforms, they look great, man. Like we need to have a white like a away game, just like that with the black outline. That was nice.
Love it. I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. Definitely here for it. Yeah, man. What up, Smash? Good to see you, my brother. Yeah, good to kick it with us. All right, so next week we have a show. We'll let you know who's going to be on that show, but we will be back next week, same bat time, same bat YouTube channel. So for Jay the Great, T Gooden, Just Dave, Wayne Cartwright, God bless you. Good night. See you next week.